We share a lot of videos where everything goes as planned. Here's a video where all plans go to shit. And it's not a... Okay, a couple lessons to learn here.
Drama moments.
Comes into the strainer. A few hiccups and had to turn around. So we'll tell you about all the details in a minute. Let's back up to the beginning.
Stick, there we go.
All right, so we are on Crooked Island, and we are anchored right here. You can see all my fishing spots. Don't steal those. We're anchored right here. Tomorrow morning, we're going to pick up the anchor, and not very far, less than an hour north, probably about 30 minutes northwest. Got to get around the lighthouse and the shoal here, and then we're going to head kind of northeast, actually. I'll show you the wind here in a second, but our track is going to be somewhere around here. About 30 miles, maybe even 10 hours east-northeast. And we're expecting a wind shift tomorrow evening, and we're going to be able to hopefully be able to sail a southerly track here. And if we can pass the Plana Keys, we'll just keep on trucking down through the night, and then tack again all the way over here to My Iguana, and then motor it in for the last hour to our anchorage. We're going to anchor right here on the northwest corner of My Iguana. We're expecting some pretty stout southeast winds blowing this way on Tuesday and Wednesday. Today is Sunday, so this is tomorrow's track on Monday. Monday, it's blowing upper teens from about 133 degrees. That's a little bit, about 40 degrees south of east. So it's a southeast wind.
But I'm just a little bit anxious about, moving on, going to a new place to explore.
A great time here in the Crooked Islands. So Andy, the very nice guy who invited us to ride in the back of his pickup truck, invited us to come to dinner tonight. So the beach is full of everybody, lots of friends and family, and he made chicken, macaroni, rice and peas, all kinds of good stuff. It's been a good night. Dennis's brother, D'Angelo, right?
D'Angelo, Quack Tours.
Quack Tours.
No, it's Quack, you have something to take back.
Yeah, I like
all
that.
the time.
I like.
It's time to go.
You look like it's early.
It is early. It's 5:30.
Yeah, I look early too. Good morning, everybody. We are about to weigh anchor. We're making some coffee here. And we're leaving Crooked Island.
This has been my favorite island. I think I say that everywhere we go, but this really has been my favorite.
I think so. This has really been top of the level for Bahamas Islands. And we're going about a half hour north. Got to get around a lighthouse, a nice reef, and then we're going to use the island. We're going to go around the island, let it block some of the waves, and we're going to see what kind of wind we can get.
I hope it's
Do you know where we're going?
I think we're going to My Iguana, but you know how we are. We might bail out. We'll see.
We don't know. We have two plans, Atwood Harbor or My Iguana, and the wind angle will determine which one we go to, I suppose.
There's so many stops along the way. I feel like we skipped some.
There are some stops along the way, so we'll see.
We'll see.
A bit of coffee. Hey there, first things first. With that sunrise behind us, we're putting all the fishing lines out. I've got a wahoo colored or mackerel colored, what do you call the thing? Cedar plug. That's what I normally catch on, the mahi colored. I've had two of those, but a mahi stole the last one. And so putting this out, and then we're gonna put some spoons in the water because this is tuna territory, and that's what we're shooting for today.
Sushi!
No wind yet. The island is blocking the wind entirely. It's supposed to have 15 knots of wind right now, and we got a net total of 1. So we're just motoring around this reef. The beautiful lighthouse over here. That's going to look good with the sunrise. And goodbye, Crooked Islands. Alright, we're sailing. We got 6.2 knots of speed with a little current against us, so we're doing really well. Mid-teens on the wind. We aren't getting the wind angle we wanted. We were really kind of optimistic on hoping for a different wind angle, and that was kind of stretching for it. So we might activate Plan B and do the shorter hop today. That way we won't go way out to sea and waste time on unnecessary mileage. But it's a beautiful sail. It's just lovely. There's our speed right there. It dropped a little. How's it going over in your corner?
Just working underway.
Working underway. Yeah, thank you, Starling, for that.
Yes, thank you so much. Makes it so much nicer.
Update on the fishing, nothing's happened yet. I got 2 lines in the water. And that one's jerking a lot, but I think it's from these waves. We got some pretty good swells here. Little 4 to 5 footers and pretty close together. I actually think I might reef in the head sail, and I think we'll still get 5.5 knots. It'll just be a little easier to sail with. So I'm gonna go do that. All right, Nance, tell us how's it going.
This tack is a little rough, so we just kind of have to wait it out and go back to the easy tack so I can work some more, but we're making it. It's always more than what you expect sometimes, I guess. Like a country.
No, thanks for joining us on the video, because she's only smiling because of the video. It is very rough on this angle. Oh.
I'm not
Me too, because it's really rough on this angle. We are, so the wind is southeast, but the waves are like straight from the east. So like we're sailing at 50 degrees off the wind and getting 5.5 knots, but it's just pounding. Like, I mean, little 4 footers. And so we got full sail out and about 17 knots of wind and heeled all over. And now those waves slowed us down to 4.5. So it's a little tricky right here. We're about to tack back towards the reef. We're calling the, I don't know if we said this already, we're calling the audible to head to Atwood Harbor. Just because we're not making as good of a headway towards my iguana as we want it. So we're gonna go to Atwood Harbor, and that'll be really protected, calm anchorage. We can rest up for a few days, have some fun. And this next tack is so much better. Even if we like in the wind or even have to motor into the wind, it puts the waves on the beam and it changes the whole scenario. We learned a lot of lessons out here today about heading east and all these trade winds, so this is good. It's wet too, I'm getting salty. Getting salty down there?
Not yet, just
Maybe you getting salty? Okay, a couple lessons to learn here. Wow. We're looking at not making it to Atwood Harbor today because of Nancy's work. So we're 6 miles away from our plan C, which was Major's Key. All right, so let's turn on the motor. We're close to the reefs. There's some, you know, the wind's a little calmer. We can motor in 6 miles, 1 hour. And the motor is not spitting out the exhaust enough water. So I back off the RPMs. I'm like, okay, can we do this at lower RPMs? And the answer is no. The temperature started going up like above 190. So here we are again. We're tacking back out at about 65 degrees, so northeast, and heading back into the kind of the rough, beating into the waves. I'm just resting here, taking a break, letting my head clear, and then we're going to go down below, check the impeller, see if we need to change the impeller on the motor. That's probably the problem. Kind of want the motor to go through the cut. It's pretty narrow, a lot of rocks, so you kind of want to weave around rocks. And it's not a commonly used anchorage. So it is used, but not commonly. So a lot of things here that make us like, this is not the best scenario for us. I'm even contemplating in my head just turning around and heading back to the anchorage we left. We'll be there in 3 hours. I guess this is what they meant by Thorny Path. Really not sure, just not sure. Okay, so the pasta's almost ready. We are heading back to Crooked Island. I was gonna work on the engine to see, so the engine was overheating, wasn't pushing enough water through. I was gonna work on it to see if I could figure out the impeller or if the sea strainer is clogged. There's a little bit of sargassum grass out here. But really, it was too rough. It was too rough. The little 4 to 5 foot waves were stacked up on top of each other, and just too rough to look at it. Even when we kind of bared away, it just wasn't. It wasn't right. And we're not going to. We're more than able to, but we're not going to sail into these little anchorages that are, you know, they're infrequently used without a motor. There's a lot of rocks and corals, so there's no reason to take a minor problem such as the engine overheating and compound it by putting us into that scenario. So we're heading back. You know, we learned this lesson back in Georgetown with Christ and Elisa, our lovely Dutch friends who've been sailing for 40 years on a boat that they built. Twice they left Georgetown to go sailing towards, you know, east, this path we're on. And twice they came back. First time like within a few hours, the second time by evening, because it just wasn't right for them. The conditions weren't what they wanted. And now that we're experiencing the turn back scenario, that lesson really hammers home. We're only gonna go when we wanna go, when the conditions are perfect. That's leisure sailing, leisure cruising. Why make it harder on yourself, your family, and all your gear? So that's where we are. That's where our mentality is right now, and we're having a great time. And actually, now that we're returning back, we have nothing to worry about. We can sail with the wind all the way back to the anchorage. We don't have to turn the engine on. We'll be in a safe spot for the foreseeable forecast of weather. We have good food cooking. And the only thing that would make this failure of a trip a total success is if we grab a tuna or a mahi here in the next few hours. That would be awesome. But anyway, it's a nice downwind sail. We're broad reaching it. Things look good. Life is good. Life is real good. Might even get a little boat wash with that rain. Those afternoon rain clouds, that might be a thing. Oh.
Jerked.
She says the lure just jerked. All right, all right. We might be rewarded for a good decision just now. Do you think, here, let's do the YouTube thing real quick. Is this a good decision? Would you have turned back? Yeah, there's a fish chasing the lure. I saw a fish jump right behind it. Surely not on the GoPro can you see it, but it's a total Yoda sense. But the YouTube thing, drop us a comment. Do you think this was a smart decision, turning back? Would you have roughed it in the seas and try to fix the engine and motor in? Go ahead and keep 20 miles we made today? Or would you have just bucked on and overnighted it to another island? Let us know what you think down in the comments. We'll have some fun down there. And we love to see your thoughts and we'll respond to you. For now, wish us luck that we can grab some food. Oh, and Nancy's down below in the cabin, working pretty good. Let's see if we can sneak a peek. Hey, Nance, I'm gonna put you on video.
This is me working.
Are you on video?
Yeah, I'm laying down. But my laptop's here. I'm logged in.
Let me know when you're done talking.
I'm done!
Oh, it's a good life out here. You know, you gotta face these challenges one at a time. Keep a cool head. Have multiple backup plans. And you know what? Only tackle what you want to tackle. The rest of it will float in the ocean for someone else.
So we've only ever turned back or changed our plan really, well, I guess twice, but the one time I'm thinking of in particular is when we were sailing in Eleuthera and it looked like the perfect window, and then we got out there and it was like beat, beat, beat. So we like diverted our plans and we went in to go over to Topper, and that was like the best plan ever. This is our very first time to say, hey, we've left this anchorage and we're turning around, we're gonna go back to that anchorage. But I think it was a great decision. I feel much better.
With any luck, this will be just as beautiful of experience as Governor Harbor was, because, you know, when you said Governor's Harbor, you said Governor's Harbor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And when I said it now, I said Governor Harbor. Governor's Harbor. So this will be, maybe this will be just as much of a gift as Governor's Harbor was. All right, we're eating this spaghetti. We'll see y'all later. Special thanks to our virtual crewmates on Patreon who help make these videos possible. If you haven't joined, consider joining.